There are dozens of Disney animated movies that deserve a live-action remake. That draws into question who should play these iconic characters though. After all, not everyone has Buzz Lightyear's charisma or Tinkerbell's attitude. Thankfully though, the Binger has you covered because today we're covering actors who are identical to classic Disney characters. Number 1. Princess Anna, Emma Stone. Between her usual off-red hair, notorious wit, and likable demeanor, Emma Stone is the perfect real-world match to Frozen's Princess Anna. Stone's debut in film came in 2007's Superbad, and she's been on the upswing ever since. With hits like The Favorite, La La Land, and Birdman under her belt, Stone could easily bring Princess Anna to life. The only hang-up to this might be that Stone has never done a Disney movie before, and some of her previous flicks might go against Disney's image. It might be a bit tricky to convince Disney execs to let the lead from Easy A portray one of their most popular children's characters. Then again, Stone did have a voice role on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody once, so anything's on the table. Disney would be hard-pressed to find an actor that looks more like Princess Anna though. They have the same green eyes, heart-shaped face, and mischievous flair. If we didn't know any better, we'd say that Anna jumped right off the screen to become one of the most successful women in Hollywood today. Number 2. ARIEL, MADELAINE PETSCH. The upcoming live-action remake of The Little Mermaid is sure to be a hit. The project has some big names attached to it, modern technology can easily bring an underwater world to life, and Halle Bailey will thrive as Ariel. If you want to see the real-life version of the 1989, man we're old, version of Ariel, look no further than Madeleine Petsch. Petsch is most well known for playing Cheryl Blossom in the CW show Riverdale. Having mastered portraying an off-the-wall character like Cheryl Blossom, you just know that Petsch could bring Ariel to life. Of course, her flowing, fiery red hair also makes her a perfect match for Ariel. Her perfectly arched eyebrows and lengthy lashes also help mimic the look of Neptune's youngest daughter. Madeleine Petsch really could be Ariel's double. Well, except for the fact that Petsch has legs instead of fins. Actually, isn't it kind of implied that Ariel has gills too? Or does she just breathe water like a human would air? You know what? Nah, we shouldn't go down this rabbit hole, and just be happy that Petsch perfectly matches Ariel's human features. Number 3. Rapunzel, Amanda Seyfried. Rapunzel is one of the quirkiest and visually distinct of the Disney princesses. Being locked in a tower for most of her life probably had something to do with that. There aren't any real-life celebrities that can perfectly match Rapunzel's impossibly long hair, but there is someone who can get pretty darn close. And that someone is Amanda Seyfried of Mean Girls, Veronica Mars, and Mamma Mia fame. Amanda Seyfried may not have as long a hair as Rapunzel, but her long blonde locks certainly leave a similar impression. Rapunzel has way more personality than the average Disney princess though, and Seyfried seems like she has just as big a personality. Her most famous roles all feature Seyfried dealing with outrageous situations or playing people who are slightly off kilter. I mean, she was able to believably goof around with a talking teddy bear in Ted 2 for crying out loud. Seyfried is as close to a real-life Rapunzel as we're ever gonna get, and she'd do a great job playing the character in a live-action remake. Yeah, of course, the movie would need to change up some of the hair gags unless Seyfried decided to get really good at acrobatic stunts. Number 4. Belle, Anne Hathaway. Let's make one thing clear. Emma Watson did a great job playing Belle in the Beauty and the Beast live-action remake. No one can deny that. Does Watson look like Belle went into the witness protection program and became an actor? No. But you know who does? Anne Hathaway. Oh, that's right. Between her full chestnut brown hair, hazel eyes, and bold features, Anne Hathaway is a ringer for Belle. They look so similar that it kinda makes you wonder why she wasn't cast in the remake. I mean, after all, she proved that she had singing chops in the film version of Les Mis. It just seems like a missed opportunity, but again, no disrespect to Emma Watson. Anne Hathaway also matches Belle's personality pretty closely as well. Hathaway had a rocky relationship with the media for a while when she refused to pretend that her life was anything like most other people's. She refused to conform to the expectations of a woman succeeding in Hollywood, similar to Belle not following the norms of her community. Anne Hathaway really might just be the real-life version of Disney's Belle. Number 5. Prince Adam, Chris Hemsworth. Speaking of Beauty and the Beast, there's a real-world counterpart for Prince Adam as well. Chris Hemsworth, arguably the best of the Hollywood Chris's, is a perfect match for the prince. Well, when he's in his human form and not a giant monster, that is. While Prince Adam's screen time as a human is pretty brief, his look leaves quite the impression. Prince Adam has chiseled good looks, is obviously super fit, perfectly coiffed brown hair, and you're already thinking about Chris Hemsworth, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Chris Hemsworth has also tackled a number of roles that would let him mimic Adam's personality flawlessly. Adam's whole deal is that he's a moody, strong guy who can't get over his own drama. That's exactly like Thor from the MCU and Agent H from the Men in Black International. Seriously, Hemsworth could slip into the role of Prince Adam seamlessly. It's a shame that Disney isn't likely to do another remake anytime soon, or that they'd even choose to put Hemsworth in that instead of putting him in an MCU movie. Even if he would make a great Beast, Hemsworth makes an even better Thor. Number 6. Pocahontas. Shay Mitchell. Casting Pocahontas in a live-action remake would be difficult for a number of reasons. For one thing, the story presented in the Disney movie is inaccurate, and activist groups have taken issue with it in the past. Secondly, there aren't a lot of prominent Native American actors working in Hollywood right now for a variety of crummy, systemic issues in the industry. All of that being said, Shay Mitchell looks very much like the real-life version of Pocahontas. Between her high cheekbones and strong features, Mitchell looks very much like the iconic Disney heroine. Mitchell's first acting role was in the teen drama Degrassi: The Next Generation. However, she'd become well known for her next major role of Emily Fields in Pretty Little Liars. It really would not be wise for Disney to remake the Pocahontas movie, live action or otherwise. However, it's undeniable that Shay Mitchell's resemblance to the Disney leading lady is uncanny. It's for the best if we just appreciate that coincidence and let Mitchell build up her career without tapping her for that role. Number 7. Li Shang, Harry Shum Jr. Li Shang always felt like one of the most underexplored leading men in a Disney animated movie. Based on his interactions with Mulan while she's disguised as a man, he's clearly attracted to men to some degree. Unfortunately, this isn't explored at all, and the character only ever fills a supporting role at best. Hopefully, that changes soon though, as actor Harry Shum Jr. is an absolute ringer for the general. Shum's ripped physique, defined eyebrows, and strong jawline easily make him a Li Shang doppelganger. And of course, Shum's acting pedigree also makes him more or less Li Shang in real life. He played Cable in Step Up 2 The Streets, and Wei Fang in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon The Sword of Destiny. Of course, Shum also appeared in Crazy Rich Asians and played Magnus Bane in Shadowhunters. Right now, it looks unlikely that any version of Li Shang is going to appear in the upcoming live-action Mulan movie, so we can only hope that the character comes back in some capacity and Shum is involved in bringing him to life. Sure, that's a bit of a stretch, but stranger things have happened on the silver screen. Number 8. Princess Merida, Sophie Turner. Even if she was the star of the Pixar movie Brave, Merida is still a Disney princess. Merida is a fierce warrior who fights to save her family from mystical forces beyond their comprehension and ends a struggle spanning generations. Boy, doesn't that sound an awful lot like another red-haired princess from a fantasy story? Although I guess she's a queen now, isn't she? That's right. Sophie Turner, most famous for playing Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones, is the real-life version of Princess Merida. Granted, Turner usually wears her hair straight and blonde from time to time, but when she goes red though, a quick crimp and curl job will have her looking very much like Merida. We also can't forget about their matching emerald eyes. If Turner's work on Game of Thrones didn't already qualify her to be a badass princess, then her other roles surely do. She played Jean Grey in the latest X-Men films and Agent 84 in the comedy action movie Barely Lethal. So we know that Turner can beat people up and look really cool while doing it. Now if only she could be cast in a project with a satisfying ending. Number 9. John Smith, Charlie Hunnam. John Smith is another Disney leading man who is painfully unexplored. His government lies to him when they send him on an expedition to America. He befriends the region's indigenous people and then nearly perishes in an ensuing conflict. Then he just kinda goes back to Europe without questioning the social norms that nearly cost him his life. John Smith could use some padding out here, and we know just the actor to do that. Charlie Hunnam, with his strong brow, jawline, and piercing blue eyes, is a real-life John Smith. Hunnam also has the acting background to pull off a real-life John Smith. Hunnam played Jax Teller in Sons of Anarchy, the lead in 2013's Pacific Rim, and King Arthur in King Arthur: The Legend of the Sword. So it's clear that he has the ripped heartthrob character type down. It'd also be nice if everyone started associating Hunnam with the John Smith character, as controversial actor Mel Gibson first voiced him. I think that we can all agree that the quicker we can shuffle Gibson out of the Disney canon, the better. Number 10. Princess Tiana, ANIKA Noni Rose. Princess Tiana is the star of the Princess and the Frog film, and the last of the traditionally animated Disney princess movies. Tiana herself is one of the most grounded Disney princesses, and her ambitions center on owning her own restaurant and leading a fulfilling life. This is also the only Disney princess who's actually voiced by her real-world doppelganger. ANIKA Noni Rose isn't just the voice of Tiana, she also serves as the inspiration for the princess's design. Rose was blown away with Tiana looking so much like her, saying, "I had no idea that she would look so much like me. It was such a great honor." Since Rose is basically a real-life Disney princess, the decision to base Tiana off of her was probably an easy one. Rose is an accomplished Broadway performer, appearing in everything from Footloose to Caroline or Change and even Hamilton. She's an incredibly accomplished stage actor and singer, letting her seamlessly fill the role of Princess Tiana. Thanks to her, the era of 2D Disney movies ended on a high note. Number 11. Princess Aurora, Blake Lively. Princess Aurora of the Sleeping Beauty movie makes up the last of the 3 classic Disney princesses. Although the movie is more about the events around her than the princess herself, Aurora is still a widely recognized Disney character. Thankfully, her real-world counterpart is equally recognizable and equally eye-catching. Blake Lively, most known for her role as Serena Vanderwoodson in Gossip Girl, looks almost exactly like Princess Aurora. The two share their lustrous blonde hair, fair skin, and sharp chin. Her well-documented time as a celebrity homemaker also means that many of Lively's interests line up with those of Princess Aurora. Lively is also pretty much living like a princess in the real world. Her lavish Hollywood home and lifestyle are the subject of several of her interviews. She's also married to Ryan Reynolds, who doesn't really look like any Disney princess, but it's still a catch most princesses would be cool with. With a loving family, terrific husband, and a lifestyle that most could only dream of, Blake Lively fits the classic Disney princess mold to a T. Number 12. Tinkerbell, Michelle Williams. Tinkerbell is an iconic Disney character who premiered in the film Peter Pan and would later get her own franchise under the Disney Fairies brand. Her fiery personality, bouts of frustration and jealousy, and clear character growth made her a hit with audiences across the world. Basically, if you know anything about Disney, you know who Tinkerbell is. Tinkerbell is a character who could never quite exist in the real world, but actress Michelle Williams is about as close as it gets. Between Williams' round face, blonde hair, and usual pixie cut, that makes her as close to Tinkerbell as anyone can be. Williams, of course, is also known for portraying characters with bigger personalities, or who are dealing with big emotions. She rose to fame for her work in the television series Dawson's Creek, and saw critical praise for her work in Brokeback Mountain. Her performance in the movie Shutter Island also contributed to becoming a runaway commercial success. So if there's anyone who can bring Tinkerbell's massive personality to life, it's Williams. Although she is a couple feet taller than the diminutive fairy. Everything else, though, is pretty much 1-to-1. Number 13. Cinderella, Taylor Swift. Another classic Disney princess, Cinderella is nothing short of iconic, easily making the leap from German folklore to the silver screen. Just about everyone in the world has heard the story of Cinderella. So the only person who could be her real-life double is someone with a similarly massive level of fame. And of course, we're talking about Taylor Swift. Between her blonde hair, girl next door looks, and journey from humble origins to stardom, Taylor Swift is easily a real-life Cinderella. Her many humanitarian efforts and her advocacy for progressive politics also gives her the same virtuous persona Disney gave Cinderella. It also goes without saying that Swift's vocal talents easily give her the chops to be a real-life Disney princess. One thing stands in Swift's way of being a real-life Cinderella though. Swift has ears and Cinderella doesn't. That's right, in the original movie, Cinderella doesn't have ears, and animators added the appendages to her in Wreck-It Ralph 2. Minus that bit of strange art direction though, Taylor Swift is as close to a real-life Cinderella as you're ever gonna see. Number 14, Buzz Lightyear, Patrick Warburton. Buzz Lightyear holds a special place in the hearts of millions of people. As one of the leads in the Toy Story franchise, Buzz embodies the emotional attachment a lot of people feel to their most cherished possessions. There aren't many people who could pull off Buzz Lightyear's spaceman look in real life, but Patrick Warburton definitely could. Warburton's strong chin, distinctive brow, and imposing stature make him almost identical to the fictional toy. Warburton also has a history of playing well-intending but confused or misguided tough guys. Famously, he played David Puddy in Seinfeld, voiced Kronk in Emperor's New Groove, and voices Joe Swanson in Family Guy. And of course, it also helps that Warburton actually voiced Buzz Lightyear. While the movie version of Buzz Lightyear was voiced by the growingly controversial Tim Allen, Warburton voiced Buzz in the TV show. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command was an animated show that's the real-life version of the show that made Buzz a popular toy in the Toy Story universe. Yeah, it's pretty confusing, but it's still fun, and Warburton does a great job as Buzz. So much so, in fact, that it's easy to see the accomplished actor as the real-life equivalent of the Disney character. What do you think of our list of real-life Disney characters? Did we miss anyone? Please let us know in the comment section down below, and be sure to subscribe for more awesome videos from The Binger. Thanks for watching.